Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Napoleon Hill. There are days when life feels like a storm sweeping through your soul. Dreams shatter, relationships crack, failures come unexpectedly, and exhaustion clings to your every step. You try to keep moving forward, but inside it's all a blur, like a lone ship on a stormy ocean, not knowing where the shore is or where the escape lies. Sometimes you feel so small under the weight of it all, wanting to run away, wanting to give up, but deep inside there's still a faint flame urging you to stand up. Do you realize? It's those wounds, those moments of falling, that actually mark the beginning of a journey towards strength and clarity. Stoic philosophy doesn't promise to erase your pain, but it shows you how to face storms calmly and bravely, how to find light and peace amidst chaos. Stay with me through this journey, and you'll not only gain profound philosophies, but also practical solutions to stand firm through all of life's upheavals. And maybe you'll realize you've always been stronger than you thought. 1. Suffering is the forge of growth. Have you ever noticed how your hardest days are often the ones that change you most? Think of yourself as a piece of steel, rough, unfinished. To become strong, steel must face the heat of the forge, endure blow after blow. The fire doesn't destroy it, it shapes and strengthens it. In life, suffering is that forge. You are the raw material, waiting to be turned into something resilient and worthwhile. Many of us, especially as adults, are taught to avoid suffering or hide our wounds. Some even see pain as bad luck or a sign of weakness. But Stoic philosophy views it differently. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle, every pain can be the start of a new path if you know how to use it. Let me share Ted's story. Ted was the kind of friend who seemed unbreakable. Then, suddenly, his company collapsed after a decade of work. Everything he'd built was gone in months. Worst of all, he felt betrayed by the people he'd trusted most. There were nights Ted would call me, saying nothing. I knew he was struggling with self-doubt, feeling lost and ashamed. "I failed," he finally said. "I have nothing left." I didn't offer empty comfort. I reminded him, "You think you've lost everything, but you've only lost your old shell. What remains inside is your true self. Pain won't kill you. It teaches you how to get back up." Only when Ted hit rock bottom did he start really looking at his life. He focused on what mattered, his core values, things that success and money had never touched. He spent more time with family, reconnected with old friends, and asked himself, "What kind of person do I want to be?" Ted learned to face his feelings, to stop running from pain, to sit with it, observe, accept, and then rise again. You can do the same. If you're going through heartbreak, job loss, or just feel stuck, ask yourself, will you let pain destroy you or let it forge you into someone unbreakable? Remember, steel is forged in fire, and you are that steel. The more challenges you face, the tougher you become, the harder it is for life to break you. Stoicism never says to avoid pain. Suffering is a necessary part of living. If you accept it, if you use it to grow, then nothing can truly defeat you. Look back at your own losses. Haven't you become calmer, stronger, more stable each time you've come through? That's not by chance. It's the law of the forge. Try this. Next time pain finds you, don't ask, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What is this pain here to teach me?" Write down your feelings and what you've learned, even if it's just a little patience, forgiveness, or simply how to stand up again. You can start with 5 quiet minutes each day. Just sit and notice your feelings and thoughts. Don't judge, just observe. This is how you enter the forge. This is how you turn pain into fuel for change. And you're not alone. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all faced pain and loss. Through those trials, they discovered who they really were, and their insights have stood the test of time. Remember, comfort is an illusion. Nobody truly grows up without experiencing suffering. Pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher, your forge, the fire that makes you stronger and wiser. You always have a choice. You can complain and blame, or you can step into the forge and let pain shape you into someone stronger, kinder, and more reliable. So step into the forge. Use your pain. Let it teach you how to stand firm, how to love, and how to grow. So every time you look back, you'll see that it was pain itself that became the fire making you who you are, a person of resilience, courage, and unbreakable spirit. 2. Strength comes from acceptance and action. Have you ever wondered why, when things get tough, your first instinct is to run? Have you ever chosen to stay home rather than face an uncomfortable conversation, or tried to numb your sadness with familiar habits just to forget the growing emptiness inside? Honestly, everyone's been there. But look closer. The more you avoid, the bigger the pain gets, clinging to you even tighter. And in the end, it always comes back stronger, deeper. Safety and comfort sound nice, but is that real freedom, or just a soft shell covering inner weakness? The Stoics believe that running only prolongs pain, while facing it is the key to breaking the chains of fear. You can't change the world, but you can change how you face it. Think of Viktor Frankl, the Austrian scientist who survived the hell of Nazi concentration camps. Everything he loved was stripped away. Yet Frankl didn't choose despair. He didn't run. He chose to accept, to face pain and loss. It was in the depths of suffering that he realized the meaning of life doesn't lie in external circumstances, but in how we choose to respond. Frankl wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Facing pain isn't about gritting your teeth or pretending to be strong. It's about daring to look pain in the eye without self-deception or excuses. When you face it, you see the problem more clearly, and you realize you still have choices and chances to act. Maybe you can't change everything, but every time you choose to face things, you grow stronger. If you spend your whole life stepping back and choosing safety, you won't get hurt deeply, but you'll never truly grow either. Comfort is the trap that keeps you in shallow waters, never daring to venture out. Only when you step out of the places you've always avoided do you discover your true inner strength. Call your emotions by name. Don't deny them. Don't pretend everything's fine. You're sad, you're scared, you're worried. Face them head on. Then ask yourself, what can I control? What will I do next? Don't pressure yourself to change the world. Start small. Call a friend. Go for a walk. Write down what you're feeling. The most important thing, take action, even if it's just a small step. Frankl and the Stoic philosophers all emphasize, true freedom isn't about controlling your circumstances, but about controlling yourself. Each time you choose to face things instead of running, you reclaim your power over your life. Inner strength is built from every small decision, every moment you dare to face difficulty, every calm action in hardship. It's when you most want to run that you need to stop, face your pain, and accept it as part of life. Safety won't help you grow. Courage to face difficulty, acceptance of true feelings, that's what makes you stronger. Will you let pain defeat you or let it forge you into someone unbreakable? If today you're facing a big challenge, remember, you're not alone. Don't push yourself into a dark corner and don't keep running away. Stand up, take a deep breath and ask yourself, this time, will I face it or will I run? The choice is yours. The first step may be tiny, but it's the start of real change. Every time you choose to face things, you're building an inner strength that no one can take away. Just one decision to face things instead of running, and you'll feel a big change inside. Not only will you overcome pain, but you'll also rediscover your meaning, values, and true strength. Strength doesn't come from safety, but from acceptance and action. Facing challenges doesn't make you weaker. That's exactly how you find your true courage. 3. Mastering your emotions and inner world. Emotions are a natural and essential part of being human. You can't run away from anger, fear, or doubt, but you can absolutely learn how to turn them into sources of strength instead of letting them drown, control, or destroy you. This isn't something that happens overnight. It's a journey, the true challenge of growing up. Stoicism has never taught us to kill our emotions. On the contrary, it emphasizes you must master them, observe them, understand them, and use emotions as tools, not as chains. But the real danger doesn't lie in emotion itself. It lies in whether you let it control you or you control it. The philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more in our imagination more often than in reality." Emotions are just signals, alarm bells ringing inside you. You have the power to choose, listen, use, transform them, or let them become barriers. Let's talk about anger. Everyone gets angry. It's a defensive instinct, a reaction when we feel wronged, insulted, or when things don't go our way. If all you do is suppress or explode, in the end, you're the one who gets hurt the most. But if you can observe your anger calmly, you'll realize it can be a powerful motivator for change, for defending what's right, or for pushing past your limits. Many times, after an argument, we realize we need to grow up, to change, or to learn forgiveness for ourselves and for others. Anger, if controlled, becomes inner strength, helping you stay determined and make progress. What about fear? Fear is a survival instinct, a signal that something's wrong or that you're about to enter unknown territory. But if you always hold back because of fear, you'll stay stuck in your comfort zone forever. The obstacle in your path is the path. Every time you face your fear, you push your boundaries little by little. Every small victory over fear builds up into greater confidence. Fear no longer paralyzes you, but becomes the wind pushing you into the open sea. Doubt is the same. Self-doubt can make you feel small, insecure, and even question the meaning of your efforts. But if you're aware enough, you'll see that doubt isn't your enemy. It's an opportunity to check your path, to ask, is this goal really meaningful? Am I truly prepared? What am I missing? Thanks to that, you clarify your will, define your motivation, and get ready to keep going, instead of blindly moving forward or giving up halfway. If you need a relatable example, listen again to the song "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. The lyrics speak straight to the fear, anger, and doubt inside each of us. Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? Eminem doesn't deny fear or pretend things are easy. He realizes the most powerful emotions can become motivation if you know how to turn them into action. If you let emotions hold you back, you'll miss your chance. But if you use your emotions, they become energy that drives you to rise above it all. So how do you master your emotions and inner world? First, recognize your feelings. Don't deny them. Don't force yourself to ignore them. Name them. I'm angry, I'm afraid, I'm doubtful. Then pause. Don't react right away. Ask yourself, where is this emotion coming from? What is it trying to tell me? What can I do to use it instead of letting it control me? Maybe you'll write it down. Practice deep breathing, exercise, or talk to someone you trust. Every time you master an emotion, you take another step forward in maturity. Don't think that controlling emotions means pretending to be strong or being cold. Emotional control is about listening to yourself, using emotional energy in the right place at the right time. Use anger as motivation, fear as a lesson in courage, and doubt as a support to strengthen your determination. Don't let emotions weaken you. Let them make you stronger. You can't control everything out there, but you can always learn to control what's inside. That's the core of Stoicism, and also the foundation for a life of maturity, freedom, and resilience. And if today you haven't mastered it yet, don't be discouraged. Start with the smallest step. Recognize, listen, and choose your response. Do this over and over, and you'll find emotions no longer cast a big shadow over you, but become the source of strength that helps you take charge of your life. 4. Lessons from failure, rejection, and loneliness. Some days, the feeling of failure sticks to you like a shadow. Your job applications go unanswered. The project you poured your heart into falls apart. A trusted friend suddenly turns their back, leaving you alone with questions that have no answer. In those moments you ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Am I just not good enough? Am I always the one left behind? It hurts. No one wants to be rejected, no one enjoys failure, and no one wants to feel alone. But if you're brave enough to sit down and observe your own pain, you'll see that underneath that layer of disappointment, there are countless lessons that success could never teach you. The Stoics see failure, rejection, and loneliness as gifts for self-improvement. Even though sometimes they come wrapped in a harsh package, they don't sugarcoat these experiences, but they don't fear or avoid them either. Failure is when you're forced to examine yourself and what your real weaknesses are, what are the limits you need to overcome, and what are the values you want to hold on to no matter what. It's the moment you face yourself, no more masks, no more excuses. Just like with rejection, you have two choices. Let it drag you deeper into self-doubt, or use it as motivation to improve, to adjust, to grow. Let me tell you my own story, one that I'm sure everyone has lived through at some point. There was a time I pinned all my hopes on a work project. I believed it would be the turning point, would bring me the recognition and position I longed for. I invested my time, energy, and even gave up my personal life for that project. But what happened? The project failed miserably. No one acknowledged my effort. Those who once praised me turned their backs. even mocked me. During that time, I felt worthless, with the question, am I just useless, going round and round in my head. Those lonely days, I withdrew from everyone, didn't want to see anyone, didn't want to talk. But in that silence, I had no choice but to listen to myself. For the first time, I asked, did I really do my best? What did this failure teach me about myself? Gradually, I realized failure isn't a stain, but a real test of my patience, perseverance, and ability to learn. Rejection also stopped being scary. It showed me where I needed to improve, who was truly by my side, and what I should let go of to feel lighter. Have you ever experienced that? Alone in a dark room, no one beside you, only the sound of your own sigh echoing loud and clear. If you use it right, loneliness becomes a place for you to listen to the thoughts you've been avoiding. It's a chance to redefine your purpose, to stop chasing other people's standards, to figure out what core values you absolutely must hold on to. We often fear failure, rejection, and loneliness, but it's those very moments that teach us the most about ourselves. Think about it. If you always succeed, if you're always welcomed, how would you know where you need to improve or what hidden strengths you have? If there's always someone by your side, how would you learn to heal, to motivate yourself, to get back up on your own? Accept, observe, and learn. When you feel lonely, use that quiet time to listen to your inner voice, to clarify your values and purpose. Try journaling, write down your feelings and what you learn each time you stumble. Find someone trustworthy to share with, not to get comfort, but to see yourself from another perspective. Remember, every lasting success comes after a tough road, often walked alone. It's failure, rejection, and those lonely days that have, do, and will continue to teach you the biggest lessons. You can get back up, you can fix your mistakes, and you can grow through every scar. Don't see failure as the end. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't avoid loneliness. See them as gifts for self-improvement, tough but fair teachers who help you know who you are, what you want, and who you can become. Only by experiencing failure, rejection, and learning to live with loneliness can you truly rebuild yourself from the inside out. Have you ever felt failure, rejection, or loneliness like I have? Share your feelings or your story in the comments, even just one line. Who knows, your sharing might give strength to yourself and to others who are quietly making their way through tough times. 5. The rewards of perseverance through hardship. Discipline. It's a word we all know, but living it is tough. Everyone has set goals to improve. Wake up early, exercise, eat healthier, learn a new skill, and be more patient. But in reality, it's hard. One busy day, a little exhaustion, or an unexpected setback, and suddenly your determination disappears. Old habits return. You start blaming yourself for being weak or lacking willpower, even thinking, maybe I just can't change. That feeling is real and very human, but it doesn't mean you should give up. The Stoics understood something most people miss. Discipline isn't born when life is easy. It's forged in the moments you most want to quit. When nothing's going right, when motivation is gone, and that voice in your head whispers, "Why bother? Just give up." That's the moment your willpower gets stronger. That's when you lay the foundation for real progress. Zeno of Citium, founder of the Stoic school, said, "Well-being is attained by little and little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself." No one becomes strong overnight. No one changes their life with a single effort. It all starts with small choices, repeated over and over, even when no one notices. Progress is simply trying a little harder each day, even on tough days. Maybe you're waiting for the perfect day to start, or for enough motivation to kick in. The truth is, motivation is fleeting. Discipline is what gets you to the finish line. Everyone gets tired. Everyone wants to quit sometimes. But the people who actually change are the ones who stand back up, wipe away the disappointment, and keep going. You don't have to be perfect. Just keep moving forward. If you're a little better than yesterday, that's already a win. I used to dream about becoming a whole new person overnight. I'd write endless lists of goals, schedule every hour, determined to change. But after a few days, everything fell apart. I'd get frustrated, and the same old cycle returned. Set goals, give up, blame myself. It was only when I shifted my focus, committing to just one small thing a day, repeating it, not worrying about being perfect, just aiming to get better, that things changed. The results didn't come in a week or a month. They showed up slowly, over months and years. Looking back, I see I've gone farther than I ever imagined, all from moving forward little by little. Stoicism teaches, don't chase perfection. It's an illusion that always makes you feel you're never enough. Instead, be honest with yourself, accept your flaws, and learn from each stumble. Don't beat yourself up for not being perfect. Ask instead, what did I learn today? How can I try again tomorrow? That mindset builds real resilience. Give yourself one small daily challenge and keep at it, even when nobody is watching. Celebrate your small wins, whether it's waking up 5 minutes earlier, reading one more page, or simply being kind to someone. When you want to give up, remind yourself, discipline isn't punishment. It's a gift that moves me forward, one step at a time. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. You'll discover real progress isn't about huge breakthroughs, but about hundreds or thousands of small steps you keep taking. Think of a blacksmith forging iron. Every hammer strike moves the metal just a little, but after hundreds or thousands of blows, it becomes strong, sharp, and unbreakable. You're the same. As long as you don't give up and don't judge yourself by a few failures, you'll eventually see you've grown beyond what you thought possible. On those days you feel tired or tempted to quit, remember what Socrates said, falling is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. That's the spirit of Stoicism. Get back up, try again, not to be perfect, but simply to keep moving. You don't need to be a superhero. Just practice a little discipline and a little progress every single day. Notice your efforts, however small. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Keep learning. It's those small things, repeated through tough times, that make you stronger, more resilient, and more mature than you've ever been. Discipline is the foundation. Progress is the result. Every time you choose perseverance, you're building your life one solid brick at a time on the journey to becoming your best self. 6. Letting go of expectations, accepting impermanence. Life is a constant flow. Everything you have, possessions, work, status, even your closest relationships, is all temporary. Maybe right now you're on top, respected by others, feeling everything is in your control. But with just one unexpected event, it all could change. That sounds harsh, but it's a reality everyone must face. The more you cling to things, the more you live in worry and fear. Have you ever felt exhausted from expecting too much? told yourself that if you work hard, you'll be recognized. If you're kind, everyone will treat you well in return. If you love truly, that person will never leave. In reality, these expectations are like invisible ropes tying you down, making you miserable when things don't go as planned. The Stoics saw the root of this problem thousands of years ago. They never taught you to be pessimistic or give up. They taught you how to recognize the line between what you control and what you don't. You can't make the world revolve around you. You can't control others' emotions, thoughts, or actions. You certainly can't stop change, loss, or things happening out of your control. But you can always control yourself, your attitude, your actions, your reactions to any situation. There's a famous study by psychologists Michael Shire and Charles Carver in 1985 called Optimism, Coping and Health: Assessment and Implications of Generalized Outcome Expectancies. In this study, they surveyed hundreds of adults about their attitudes, expectations for future outcomes, and ability to cope with adversity. The results showed that people who let go of rigid expectations about results, accepted impermanence, and focused on what they could control, such as their actions, positive thinking, and emotional regulation, had far better mental and physical health. They experienced less stress, were more adaptable to change, and felt free and at peace inside, regardless of what was happening outside. Practice letting go of excessive expectations about the world and accept impermanence as a natural part of life. Focus on the one thing you truly control: yourself. Set goals, give your best effort, but let results come as they will. If you succeed, be grateful. If you fail, learn to smile, take the lesson, and move forward. When you love, love with your whole heart, but don't try to control the other person or force things to last forever. When you work, do it wholeheartedly, but don't tie your identity to your position, title, or reputation. Practicing this every day isn't easy, but you can start with the smallest things. Every morning, remind yourself, today I only control my actions and my attitude. Everything else, let life take its course. When you face difficulties, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How will I respond in a way that's good for myself?" Learn to let go, bit by bit, not to give up, but to give yourself freedom in the midst of change. You'll see that the less you expect from the outside, the lighter you'll feel. You'll live more actively, more flexibly, and truly free, no longer driven by fear of loss or obsession with success or failure. That's the state of living the Stoics aim for: inner freedom, strength, and peace amid the ever-changing, impermanent flow of life. And from here, you'll see, letting go is actually the starting point for living proactively and finding true freedom. If you're ready to let go of heavy expectations and begin a journey of greater inner freedom, leave a comment, "I'm ready." That will be your first step toward truly taking charge of your own life. 7. The power of silence and inner stillness. In a world that's always noisy and rushing, silence becomes a rare kind of strength, a strength that's not loud or flashy, but forms the foundation for peace, self-control, and true resilience. The older you get, the more you realize the value of knowing when to speak, and, more importantly, when to remain silent. It's not just about keeping quiet for the sake of it, but about actively choosing not to let your emotions sweep you away, not letting the outside world manipulate you, not letting meaningless things pull you away from your true self. When was the last time you truly sat down, without the noise of work, your phone, or social media breaking in? It's tough, isn't it? But if you try, you'll notice it's in stillness that you can really understand your emotions, see what's making you uneasy, what's driving you, what you truly need. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic emperor who bore the weight of a nation while facing countless personal storms, once wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." That sounds simple, but the longer you live, the more storms you face, the more you realize. When the outside world is noisy, it's the inner calm that keeps you steady, stopping you from being swept away by life's waves. Many people think silence is weakness, a lack of backbone. The truth is the exact opposite. Silence is the mark of depth, the courage to listen to your inner voice, to face your unease rather than cover it up with words or rash actions. In moments of anger, disappointment, or hurt, our first instinct is to speak up, react, or get it off our chest. But haven't you ever regretted words spoken in the heat of the moment? Silence isn't avoidance. It's a pause that lets you observe, identify your emotions, and choose a fitting response, instead of being a slave to fleeting feelings. The Stoics see silence as a method for practicing self-control. Sit quietly, breathe, and observe what's happening inside. Don't judge, don't rush, don't blame. Through this stillness, you'll see what really matters, what's just passing. You'll learn not to get stuck on praise or criticism, not to depend on outside noise. Make it a habit to pause and listen. Every day, take a few minutes, just a few, to sit still, do nothing. Turn off your phone, shut down your computer, and get away from distractions. Just sit there, listen to your breathing, watch thoughts and feelings come and go. At first, you might feel restless, uncomfortable, even empty, but stick with it and you'll notice the difference. That stillness will become a sanctuary of peace, just as Marcus Aurelius described a true root of inner strength. You can also turn silence into a positive weapon in your relationships. When others are angry or critical, instead of reacting right away, choose to listen in silence. It helps you stay calm and also gives the other person a chance to reflect on themselves. That stillness is like a smooth, calm lake, making every emotion and conflict clearer instead of being stirred up until nothing is visible. But the most wonderful thing is, once you learn to listen to your own stillness, you no longer feel lonely or lost in the noisy world. You can be alone without feeling empty, silent without feeling weak. You'll gradually realize all the answers are within you, not out in the noise. And finally, remember the power of silence and inner stillness isn't for you to escape the world, but to step into life with a steady spirit, unshaken by praise or criticism, untroubled by the storms. Spend time each day in silence, listening to yourself, nurturing that stillness like a small flame in your heart. That's the foundation for self-mastery, true maturity, and a resilience nothing can shake. Silence isn't avoidance. It's the choice of someone who knows, understands, and masters themselves. Try it, just a few minutes each day. You'll be surprised by the change within. You've just gone through a journey of learning how to use suffering to rebuild yourself, grounded in the profound principles of Stoic philosophy. We talked about the strength of adversity as a forge for resilience, the courage to face rather than run away, and how to master your emotions and turn weakness into strength. You heard real stories about failure, rejection, loneliness, and learned that every lasting success is built on the foundation of discipline and little daily progress. We learned how to let go of expectations, accept impermanence, live proactively and freely, and discovered the secret of nurturing silence and inner stillness to keep your spirit strong amid the world's chaos. If you found value in this video, leave a comment 1 to let me know you enjoyed the content, or 0 if you want to see improvements. Don't forget to like, share with friends, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos about the Stoic journey. Every bit of your feedback is motivation for me to do better. Thank you for being here. If you found this valuable, please like, share the video with your friends, and remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. Your journey with Stoic philosophy is just beginning. Keep watching for more deep lessons coming up at the end of this video.